Mike and Narcoleptic Customs. Today we're going to work on something a little different. We're going to work on a 77 Land Cruiser. You can see where I guess it's probably not that much different than normal as far as Project Elsie in the back, being that they're both Land Cruisers. Obviously this one, a little different body style than what the other one is. This one is a small block Chevrolet, manual trans, and basically what we're going to do today is make it drivable. Well, it's drivable now, but it's a carb. So we want to take that off and put the Holley Sniper EFI setup on it. So I'll be doing an unboxing video of that, plus the install on the truck. So I'll have some help. Steven's coming over, and the owner is going to come over and actually help us. So let's get started with the work. Okay, so while we wait on Russ to get here, the owner of the Land Cruiser, we'll go ahead and do the unboxing kind of what we're doing as all set up. So obviously you can see the EFI Tech part here. The box is the fuel kit or fuel pump kit for 40,005. Okay, so he had initially purchased an EFI Tech kit and then returned it for the Holley Sniper. Tons of fuel system connectors that are gigantic. Fuel filter, stuff for the throttle body. So like this is probably this is the fuel filter. What did I say fuel filter earlier? I don't know what that is. And then the pump. So it's inline pump here, so we can run it. We'll make it easy to install and get to. So let's put it back in here. So that's that box. But the reason I know you're watching is for that Holley setup, but we're not getting there yet. Get all these boxes closed so I don't knock them off the table and stuff goes everywhere. We're going to do blaster coil. I've got some loom, but we're putting in a new distributor with it. It's the Holley EFI distributor. So basically we can program timing and everything from the system. And so it'll be a lot easier than working with the HEI that's on it now. So let's move that stuff and look at the cool stuff. Let me get you over here. All right. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Now you did order the Holley Black. And this kit, like the kit we put on the El Camino, is all housed in the throttle body. You've got wiring harness. You've got all kinds of brackets. This one here is for the O2 sensor. You've got just a few more here. So gasket and some wiring. And then, let's see what this one is. Oh, the ignition coil driver. So anyways, there's all that. Instructions, big pamphlet of instructions. I just dumped out. Damn it. Okay, I'll need to read through that. The display does come with a case. Come on. You've got 3.5-inch screen, just like the EFI Tech setup. So I'm sure they probably all buy them from the same place, just put different stickers and decals on them. Let's ease this baby out of here. All right. That's gonna look awesome. And it's already got the setup, I'm sure. It's not a kick down on the truck, just because it's a manual trans. So anyways, plug-ins, all the wiring and everything is easy to get to. All of the fittings are easy to get to. So that's the unboxing of that. Spin this around. let it go in here like that. And basically we're going to do a short night tonight to get everything prepared and ready, and then we'll come back in the morning and finish it up from there. And hopefully we should be driving this tomorrow night. So one of the biggest reasons to do fuel injection is drivability. So this rig here, carbureted, small block. It's not as easy for his wife to get in and drive, and really for him. You know, he's a busy business owner. So basically what he wants to do is be able to jump up in here and fire it off and go, which you can't do with a carburetor sometimes. Now you can. Starts here because it's warm inside the shop. It's probably 80. But what happens when it's 30 degrees outside? You know, this thing doesn't start, it doesn't idle. Oh, yep, just like that. You got to stay on it. You got to keep it idled up. You got to keep everything going. And then the choke is set, obviously, till it warms up. So it does sound good. Look under the hood real quick so you can get an idea of what it looks like before. You can get it look like for after, whenever we get to that point. Whoever had the truck before and actually did the swap did a really good job. Everything looks very nice. Let's get you over here so you can see it. So, MSD box in the back. I mean, basically like a Vortec headed 350 Chevrolet setup. It's a NV 4500 trans to the Land Cruiser transfer case. So, anyways, that's that. One thing I do like is how they have the connectors here for the for basically a jump box. So we're going to use those to wire in the fuel injection, but right now I'm going to go ahead and undo the battery in the back. There's a little battery box back here. I'll get it done and come back. Okay, so you can see we got carb is off, as you saw in the time lapse. We have the fuel pressure regulator off, and let's jump underneath to go over the fuel line. So our goal here is to remove this bracket that holds the basically a connection here for the fuel line that runs inside the frame up to the front. We basically want to come out of the frame rail here and run up the firewall into the engine compartment. Then we'll basically come from underneath up through here, through kind of this mess, and into the throttle body. Okay, so our plan has changed just slightly. We were going to tap the rear tank for the return line, but we'll actually tap the factory tank, which is underneath the passenger seat. So right now we're going to take the brackets off and get this pulled apart so we can take a look at it. All right, and since nobody's met him, Russ, you want to wave? Hi. Yeah.
Hello.
So this is his, so we're doing all this so they can drive it more, like I said earlier. There's a bolt under this right here that Russ is trying to get to. It's the last bolt we need for the fuel tank. Well, so here's kind of where we're at. We're trying to figure out how to make the dual tanks work with a single pump and do the return line. So this point, we're going to wait on Russ to get here to go over our options. I feel like our options are one, run off, well, and like Steven is telling me, run off of one tank all the time, return into that tank makes it easy. Or we can return into the front tank like we were talking about and would have to run a second fuel gauge to be able to keep it, so you could keep an eye on how much fuel is in the front tank. Then if it picks it up, you would switch the front. If there is more fuel in the front tank than you feel comfortable with, you could switch the front tank and run off of it for a while until you get low enough, and then move back to the back tank while the return line pumps into the front. So I don't know. We're going to see how this works and see how it plays out.